guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I would show you guys my everyday makeup routine. It's very bronze, very glowy. I really focus on like a dewy kind of look, so if that's what you're into, then keep on watching. I really wanted to show y'all like some of my favorite products and stuff like that. I can show y'all while I get ready with them, right? Guys, the weather in Houston right now is so chaotic. This week, some days like, it would be absolutely freezing, and then some days it would be spring weather, like fall spring weather, and I'm just so confused. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm gonna do is prep my skin. Two of my favorite like serum to put on my skin before I start my makeup. The first one is this Mary Glow serum. This one is so freaking good. But I also really do like the Rhode glazing fluid, but the glazing milk is also really good too. But I'm out of that one, so I'm using this one right now. So both of these like give me like a very glowy, dewy base, which is ideal for the makeup that I like to do. I like to focus on very glowy, hydrated look. I don't really like the matte look too much on me personally, so I try to find products that make me glow and that look dewy. Today I'm going to be using the Rhode dewy glazing fluid. Just put some on like this, and then guys, I usually listen to music while I'm getting ready. Like, it's my favorite thing to do, but I don't know if that's gonna make my video copyrighted, so I would rather not risk it. So we're getting ready quietly today. So now that that is on, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my eyebrows. I like doing this first because I feel like as soon as my eyebrows are on, everything looks put together immediately. So sometimes whenever I do like no makeup look, I just do my eyebrows, and then that's pretty much all I need to do to look put together. So for my eyebrows, I just use this NYX Stick It Brow Mascara. It's a thickening brow mascara, so it's perfect for my thin, non-existent eyebrows. So I just kind of like put that on everywhere and just focus it on the ends as well. And then now I just take some concealer. I'm using this Too Faced one in the shade Nude, and then I just carve out my eyebrows to make them cleaner. Alrighty, now that my eyebrows are on, I'm gonna move on to my base. I usually don't use foundation, but recently I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I feel like I'm a little bit late on this compared to everyone because I just got it at the end of 2025, and I didn't know how I felt about it at first, but honestly I really do like it because it's a good way to even out my skin tone without putting such a thick foundation on my face, because honestly, I hate when my makeup feels so thick. I like a breathable, light base. So that's why I never got into foundation. But I really do want to try the Hourglass Skin Tint or the Fenty one. Also, I heard that the Kylie Jenner one was really good as well. But you guys, I cannot believe that I've lived in this apartment for over half a year already. My lease ends in about like 3 to 4-ish months, and I honestly cannot believe it. So this apartment was the first time that I ever lived alone, like by myself, like no roommate, no nothing, like completely by myself. And at first I was honestly so scared because at the time when I first got the apartment, I didn't really know how to be by myself. But I feel like ever since living here, I have enjoyed nothing more than to be by myself and like enjoy my own company. And honestly, I just find it so peaceful. At first I was scared to be alone and lonely, but honestly the loneliness has brought me so much peace, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And then I got Ellie here too. I got Ellie a few months ago, like in October. I have loved having her as well. Like, it's just me and her in this little apartment. I can just do whatever I want. I can keep it as clean as I want. I don't have to worry about nobody. I feel like honestly the big part of it was like shifting my perspective. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to be a very negative person, and honestly sometimes I still am. It's inevitable for humans, you know, to always think of the worst or like be scared of the negative stuff that might happen. But ever since I kind of like channeled in on focusing more on the positive perspective on things, I always have the ability to flip my perspective. That's what I've been doing. And something that I've been living by is everything happens for a reason. Whether that's friendship breakups, relationship breakups, job losses, or you start embarking different journeys of your life, like everything happens for a reason. I feel like that kind of mindset is such a powerful one because God put everything in your life for a reason, you know? I feel like ever since I channeled that mindset, I've been more okay with bad stuff happening to me. You might think that was the worst thing that happened to you, but in reality, God made that happen because he was avoiding you from something else, you know? Or whatever the case may be, you never know because God has the highest power and he has a plan for you and he will make everything work. So I've been really in tune with that kind of mindset, and especially ever since I graduated college, I've been a little more, you know, worried about my future, but there's no point in worrying because everything that's meant to happen in my life will happen. So I just kind of keep on trusting and I just keep on going with emotions because you're supposed to go through everything like that. But yeah, I just have to keep reminding myself that everything happens for a reason. Sorry guys, Ellie has the zoomies, so that's why y'all hear her running around. I don't know if y'all notice about this in your own life as well, but every single time something bad happens, in the moment you actually literally think that there's no way out of it and you think that this is the end of the world. Don't tell me that y'all have never felt like that. But then, is it not true? A few months down the line, what happens? You don't even remember that situation anymore because you moved on, you overcame it. And I just feel like every time I look back at those situations and think about all those hardships that I had and think about how I actually moved on from it, that just makes me realize that I'm actually much stronger than I even give myself credit for. If you just take a second and think about everything that you've overcame, whether it's big or small, you still overcame it, you know, and you still are here today. And I feel like that's like the biggest blessing of all. Anyways, I didn't really show y'all the products I was using, but after my Flawless Filter base, I used the Say bronzer, and then I went in with my concealer and under my eye bags and spot concealed a little bit. I used the Hourglass concealer and Fawn, and then I did a little brighter one in the Tarte Shape Tape in shade 22N Light Neutral. And then now I'm just going over my cream products a little bit. I'm using this Fenty cream bronzer and honey glaze. I love this stuff so much. It's actually one of my most favorite products. It just goes on like literal butter. The glow from it is insane. Alrighty, now I'm gonna do my contour, and I just take a small little brush like this, and then I'm taking my Makeup by Mario contour stick in the shade medium dark. So I just put it here, and then I put a little around my nose for like the button nose look. And then I always drag my contour into my eyes like this so that it connects right there. And then I just drag it down. Now I just make sure that everything is blended, no creases, before I set my makeup with my loose powder. And then my loose powder that I'm using is the Huda Beauty one. I just take a little powder puff like this. And then I focus it on my inner corner first, and then drag it out like this. Same thing on this side, focus it on my inner corner first. And then I also do my smile lines. And then a little bit on my forehead, my T-zone area. I don't really let it sit for too long, and then I just brush it out with a loose brush. And then I also tap over my eyebrows a little bit so it sets my eyebrows. Now for my powder products, which are my favorite right now. For my powder bronzer, I'm using this Hourglass Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. Actually, let me just show you because I don't really know if I said it right. And I love this one because it's so glowy. And I try to keep it lifted and up, not so much right in the middle of my face, but more on my higher cheekbone areas for like the glowy sculpted look. That's what I like. And then for my blush, I use two at the moment. So the first one that I use is this one by MAC, and it's in the shade Like Me, Love Me, and it's their mineralizing blush. This is the shade. So it's like a corally pink. And then I always put my blush always on my forehead as well to get that warm bronze look evened out everywhere on my face. And then my favorite blush is this one right here by Rare Beauty. It's their powder blush in the shade Happy. I really love this one. As you can see, like, I've used it a lot. Y'all see that glow right there? And I don't even have any highlight on. And then for highlighter, I like two at the moment. First one that I've been really loving is the iconic London one. Their baked highlighter and lit and luminous. But then the other one that I like is the OG Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter in the shade Mo Honey. Both of them are amazing. But today, I think I'm gonna use the iconic London one because it really does give my skin a natural glow. That's really what I like. But the Fenty Beauty is whenever I want that sharp cheekbone 2016 highlight look. But honestly, both of them are amazing. This is what the iconic London one looks like. And I just use a small little brush like this, but it's still like loose and fluffy. So something that I do is not only do I put my highlighter here on the high cheekbones, but I also smile and then I put it on where the top of my cheeks are right here. So I drag it all the way down to here. And I just really like how it blends in with my blush to get the youthful look, which I really like. And then after my highlighter, I always go in with the brush that I did my blush on, go over it so that the highlighter isn't so harsh. So just lightly like tap over it like that. Whenever my cheekbones look like that, I just know my makeup, I did good. I did good. And then now for my nose, I do put a little bit right here. But I just take a little bit on a small little brush like this. I love a cute little button nose and then a little highlight right there. Oh, I love it. And then just put a little there. Recently, I've been loving putting also highlighter on the inner corners of my eyes. And then also, I'm gonna sculpt out my eye bone right here a little more with the Hoola, the Benefit bronzer. And then just take a little brush like this. Get a little bit and then just go in with my arms just to define the highbrow look. And last but not least, my favorite setting spray of all time, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This stuff is actually magic, you guys. Alright, you guys, so for my current lip combo, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Wearable Walnut Lip Liner and then the Fenty Beauty Lip Gloss in the shade Fussy. This is like my go-to lip combo because it's like a brownie pink. And then also, I don't have any lashes on today because I don't know, like I just kind of like the no lash look, you know? I really am trying to grow out my lashes, so I have been trying to use my castor oil on my lashes and brows every night, but sometimes I do forget, so maybe that's why it's not growing out. Alrighty, you guys, this is my full makeup routine. It's very bronze, very glowy, and I just showed y'all all of my favorite products. Once I find a favorite product, I just use it, rebuy it, and I don't give it up. So what I showed y'all today is actually my go-tos, my favorite products, and tried and true, clearly. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!